welcome back. Today we are going to do a chasiu bao hack, which is basically a shortcut. It's actually one that I recall that my mother used to use when she made baked chasiu baos when we were young. For those of you who don't know, chasiu means barbecued pork and bao means bun. So a chasiu bao is a barbecued pork bun. So the hack is actually having to do with the dough. The dough usually takes the longest time. And what she used to do is she used to go to the store and she would get the Pillsbury Doughboy. And we would get these biscuits, Poppin' Fresh dough biscuits, and she would flatten these out and she would put in the filling. I'm going to show you how to make them or put them together first, and then I'll start them steaming, and then while they're steaming I'll show you how to make the filling. So here's the biscuit. This is just a buttermilk biscuit. These are the grands, by the way. These are the big ones. And what I'm going to do is just take the edge of the biscuit and I'm going to just pinch that and let that circle kind of get bigger under its own weight. And we want that edge to be a little bit thinner than the middle because we'll be gathering the edge up to seal the bun. So there we have it. That's probably a good 4 inches or so. Here's the chasiu, or the roast pork, and this is pork belly that has been cooked in a barbecue sauce. And we'll just put those in there. There we go. So what we'll do is take opposite sides of this circle. We'll pinch it, stretch and pinch, stretch and pinch, and then we'll go to the corners that didn't get pinched, and we'll just give that a little twist to close it up. And you can close it up tight or not. There are some cooks that really like to leave a little opening at the top so that when they steam, they actually break open and you can see the inside filling when it's all cooked. So we'll just put that right on a little parchment circle. I'm just using a little cupcake holders there and just opened it right up. I made a couple earlier, and what we'll do is we will take these, try not to drop them on the floor, and we've got a little steamer over here, and we'll turn this up. You can see there's some water in the bottom of the wok. We want it to be boiling. But we don't want to put so much water that the water touches the chasiu bao, because boiling water is actually colder or cooler than steam. And we'll put these guys in. There we go. We'll put those right in. You want to give them a little space because they will expand. And we'll just cover those up. The water is steaming, which is great. And I'm gonna get this timer 10 minutes. And while that's happening, let's go into making the filling. So this is pork belly. So truth be told, my mother didn't use pork belly for the filling when I was little. What she would do is she would get ground pork or ground beef, and she would get the high fat cut. I guess she knew that the fat tasted good. So what we'll do is we're going to cut this into small pieces. So like smaller than bite size. So like 1/4 inch pieces. It's nice to have a sharp knife. And then I'll cut those pieces in half again. There we go. Separate those guys out. There's one. And we'll do this one here. So pork belly is just uncured bacon, really. So it's almost like meat candy. There we go. So you can see how perhaps using ground pork might be easier. We wouldn't be cutting it at all. There we go. And one more here. There we go. And then we'll just mince this up. So I've got my wok heating up over there. And we'll just put this right in. We're not going to need to put any oil in because there's lots of fat in this, in the pork. There we go. So here we go. Let that sizzle away. So the sauce that we'll be using is a very old-fashioned sauce. It's a sauce that my mom used. So we know this company has been around for a while. And it's called chasiu sauce. And it is fluorescent. It is bright red. So if you're looking for that bright red Chinese barbecue pork color, this is one way to get it. It's basically sugar, salt, and food coloring, maybe with some garlic in with that. So what I want to do is brown this pork up, and get some of that fat and moisture rendered. And we're going to take probably about 3 teaspoons of this red sauce. There. Just start mixing that in. And that's on very high heat. And the longer you can cook this, the better. It'll break down the collagen in the meat and make it really tender. And more of the fat will come out, which will give it a nice glaze. Uh-oh. That was exciting.
Turn the fan on.
Let's turn the fan on.
Oh.
There we go. That hadn't happened for a while. So let's cover this up. Oh, we didn't burn the house down yet. So at this point, what I would do is I would just turn the heat off and let this kind of braise in its own juices. Just like that. And this will, over time, what will happen is that it will darken up. So it'll look like this, and it will get that glaze. And this is what will go into that filling. So it's almost time to take a look at our chasiu bao, our steamed chasiu bao. It's a little bit early, but I think because that water was boiling so vigorously that they're going to be good. Pretty good. So let's take a look. And there they are. They've steamed right up. You can see this one here is kind of opened a little bit, so you can kind of see that there's some nice filling inside there. So let's take this over here. And let's break it open. So I can do this without hurting myself. Oof. All right, and so, yeah, see, so there's that juicy chasiu bao filling. Very hot. All right, here we go. Let's give it a shot here. Meat candy in a bun. So that's it. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.